Today, it's the best car in the world. Also, how's VW keeping its promises? A car with a steering wheel on a cable, and Gerry McGovern leaves the building. This time it's official. But the controversial electric Jaguar remains on track, literally. This is Drive Thru March 2026. This episode is brought to you by 3W Liners. Keep your car interior clean with perfectly fitting OEM-compliant mats, which are also eco-friendly and odorless. I have a set of 3W liners in my car and enjoy how winter, mud and grit stays on them and how easy they are to clean. They come with OEM mounts or adapters and everything stays in place. Get a set of 3W liners for your car, check out the link in the video description and use my code to get a discount. I'll start with an announcement which was made on the 1st of April, but it's not an April Fool's joke. Bear with me. On April the 1st, the results of this year's World Car Awards were announced at the New York Auto Show. A panel of 98 journalists from 33 countries, including myself, selected the winners in 5 subcategories and the main category from among dozens of models that, in order to qualify, must have been available in at least 2 major markets and on at least 2 continents between January of the previous year and the end of March this year. Okay, so starting with the big beautiful car category, the World Car Design of the Year title went to Mazda 6e. Even in my review I mentioned that it's an exceptionally visually appealing model. It's got Kodo, the soul of motion, oozing from every angle, and I say this without a hint of irony. I'd even go as far as to say the Mazda 6e looks like a late-stage concept car, so if you've always dreamed of driving off the showroom floor in a car that looks like you stole it off a car show stage, you have a chance to buy the future of motoring for the price of a well-equipped Mazda CX-30. The 2026 World Urban Car is the Firefly. It's a Neo product and it's available in some European markets. I'll admit that I haven't seen it in person, nor have I seen the second of the 3 finalists, the Baojun Yep Plus. The Hyundai Venue I've seen somewhere, but it isn't available in Europe. It's sad that no European manufacturer made it to the finals in the urban car category this year. What does this say about the state of European automotive industry? The 2026 World Electric Vehicle, unsurprisingly, was the BMW iX3, beating the Mercedes-Benz CLA and the Nissan Leaf on the last straight. Something tells me that the Mercedes-Benz GLC and Volvo EX60 will battle it out next year. It'll be interesting to see. Next up, the 2026 World Performance Car is the Hyundai Ioniq 6N, and the 2026 World Luxury Car is the Lucid Gravity. Sorry, I don't have anything to add. I joined the WCA jury later in the year, and I didn't have the opportunity to get to know all the models in this category, or actually these 2 categories. Anyway, I did get to know 2 of the 3 finalists in the main category. The Hyundai Palisade, like the Kia Telluride a few years ago, is not a model we'll see in Europe, but the first examples of the new generation Nissan Leaf and the BMW iX3 are already in our streets. I'll admit, I was rooting for the new generation of the Nissan Leaf. I think for many it could be the affordable gateway EV. However, the 2026 World Car of the Year is the BMW iX3 Neue Klasse. It's undeniably innovative, although not as affordable as the Leaf. Sure, for a premium electric car, the iX3 is actually reasonably priced, but I don't think it'll be a mainstream model on a global scale, or maybe I'm underestimating the social and financial stratification. Let me know in the comments section whether you think the Nissan Leaf or the BMW iX3 should have been named the World Car of the Year. Moving on, well, actually, we'll rewind back to December 2019 when Volkswagen announced its plans to produce 22 million electric vehicles in 10 years. That's for the entire Volkswagen group, of course. Now, how's that going 6 years down the line? Volkswagen, this time as a brand, recently delivered its 2 millionth EV, and we're counting not only the ID series models but also the e-Ups and the e-Golfs. Volkswagen says it's only getting started because the ID Polo is just around the corner, where it's been for longer than I care to remember. And if you think the new ID3 will become the ID Golf, you are wrong, because the ID3 will be called the ID3 Neo, and the ID Golf is still in development, where it's likely to remain for longer than I care to care. Now, to date, Volkswagen Group has delivered 4 million electric cars worldwide. While delivering the first million took 10 years, the fourth million was delivered in only 1 year. So, what do you think? Is there still a chance they'll reach 22 million in 3 years from now? Share your predictions in the comments section below. Meanwhile, BMW has confirmed 40 new products between now and 2027. This includes both new generations and updates resulting from the migration of the Neue Klasse technology to subsequent models. Among this year's premieres, the most anticipated is the new 3 Series in both electric and, thankfully, combustion engine versions. Electrification hasn't gone down well for everyone. For example, Honda cancelled 3 electric models and a joint venture with Sony that was supposed to produce the Afeela series models. Honda's new electric cars were aimed primarily at the US market, but as we know, it's hard to predict anything there right now, maybe except for the fact that EVs aren't as hot a commodity as they were a couple of years ago. Add to this Europe's new course to focus not only on electric cars, but also allow PHEVs and e-fuels, and there go Honda's EVs. Now, while they're at it, Honda should also cancel the e-Colon NI1. This is going to be a twisted lead-up to the news I actually want to share. Kind of like a radio DJ saying, "Oh, it's raining. Oh, the pressure's dropping. Oh, it's only the 8th time on this show I've mentioned it's probably time for another coffee." Well, in March, I drove the new Opel Frontera. Channel members can watch this review early and without ads. This car was powered by a new 145 horsepower mild hybrid engine. There's also a less powerful mild hybrid, and now Stellantis, Peugeot first, is introducing the Turbo 100, a non-electrified version of this engine. Yes, it's a successor to the PureTech, but with a timing chain instead of a belt, a new turbo, new pistons, and a new cylinder block, among others. For now, the new Turbo 100 is available in the Peugeot 208, and the 2008 will follow soon. And here we come to the main point. The 2008's successor, which will inherit some of the design elements and steering system from the Polygon concept. Peugeot even let me drive it on a specially set up tight course inside an aircraft hangar. The idea was to demonstrate how little steering input is required when the steering wheel is not physically connected to the steering rack. And indeed, compared to the current 208, steering input is reduced to a minimum. Peugeot says this makes it possible for the car to have a rectangular steering wheel. I know, nobody asked for this, so they'll deliver it anyway. Steer-by-Wire isn't absolutely new, but launching it in a relatively budget model will be a market first. Peugeot claims getting rid of the steering column will open new interior design possibilities, i.e. more space inside, without making the car physically bigger on the outside. Call me interested. I'm also mildly interested in what's going to come out of the Jaguar Type 00 concept, which I saw in person about a year ago. Jaguar is full steam ahead on the new 4-door GT, which is expected to debut in September this year. Now, in order to define the future of Jaguar, engineers took some of the iconic models out on the track to transfer some of the brand's character to the new interpretation of Jaguar. I'm not sure how does this fit with the "copy nothing" slogan from the concept launch, or erasing all references to Jaguar's heritage from the brand's social media, but now the heritage is back in on Jaguar's Instagram, and Gerry McGovern is all out of JLR. Now, first unconfirmed reports about McGovern being escorted out of the office emerged in early December 2025. They were later denied, but now it's officially official that now former long-time JLR design boss is going to start a creative consultancy. While feathers in McGovern's cap include the new Land Rover Defender and the Range Rover lineup, the Type 00 launch may have been a step too far for some. Even if the new electric Jaguar 4-door coupe proves to be a success, JLR bosses needed a scapegoat. What do you think? Do you believe the new Jaguar will be a copy of nothing and a buzzing, because not roaring, success, or do you think it'll be a flop? And why? Type away. And that's all I have for you today. Join me for another drive-thru in early May. Hopefully by then I'll have returned from China, where I'll be visiting, among others, the Beijing Auto Show. So stay tuned. And next week, it's the Opel Frontera, which is actually a car Europe needs, unlike those big fat SUVs. If you like my sarcastic, down-to-earth, and possibly mildly amusing car reviews, join me every Friday at 3 p.m. Central European Time, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video, as it helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.